It's a horrible position to be in. And there's so many layers to it, and, you know, working with our legislators and trying to preserve the experience in the classroom for kids, try to make cuts furthest away from classrooms. It's tough. There's not an easy answer, and it sucks, basically. I mean, it's not a fun time, and we're all in this together, trying to do the right thing for our community, for the health of our district, and for our smiling faces here.
I think that's really. I think that's really important. That's a really important point that you just made there. Like, this is not. None of us are up here because we don't believe in this district, or that we want to tear it down, or we want to make it less than, or anything like that. Everybody up here is strong believers in Camas, strong believers in public education, and we've been presented with a situation that is, we've been saying for years now, is this perfect storm, and there are no good options. It was so, I mean, we've heard a lot. We've heard a lot about you know, certain programs that people feel rightly so passionately about, and so much of I'm trying to think where I'm going with this, but so much of what we're having to do is behind the scenes, because of the way that the process by law or by contract has to be. And I do want to make sure that the community knows that we are trying to put out what we can whenever we can, but because 90% of our budget is salaries and benefits, we're dealing with people and human resources, and there are things that we can and can't do that we have to honor with that. The collective bargaining agreement, which I know you're going to talk about a little bit later, these are just heart-wrenching decisions, and I think that what we are trying to do as a board is prioritize the people. And it may not always seem like that when it's the thing that means the most to you as an individual or as a group. We are doing everything we can up here to prioritize everything that we know that is important to everyone. For every position that stays or goes, it has a ripple effect. It has those tentacles, the octopus that reaches down. You know, does that mean that then our kindergarten class sizes are larger, or whatever it may be?
I'd ask you to please set aside your devices and pay attention. I'd like you to hear us. Last time I spoke, I came to you with data and solutions. This time, I'm angry. I have spent weeks trying to figure out what your plan is, and can only come to one reasonable conclusion. You have none. What reasonable plan could include laying off a third of our teaching staff? Our English teacher, our science teacher, our media center and media production teacher who has been a teacher in your district for 18 years. You claim to have a tradition of caring and quality. I don't feel very cared for. Maybe having the one school where I ever found a home destroyed piece by piece is part of some master plan, but I can't see it. No longer will I be able to turn to Mrs. Frisbee when I need science help. No longer will I be able to ask Ms. Streisgood for guiding advice. No longer will I be able to go to the library and talk to Mr. Matson when I want a book or need to hide. You said there have been sleepless nights over these discussions. Honestly, I hope so. I hope you've had as many sleepless nights as we have, as we wondered whether we'd even have a school in a year or two. I hope you've had as many sleepless nights as we have when we realized our siblings would never be able to experience this school we found a home in. I hope what you've done keeps you awake at night, because it sure keeps me awake.
Hello, Camas School Board. My name is E. Chaudhry, and I am a student at Discovery High School. For the past month or so, the students at our school have been plagued with unease and uncertainty regarding decisions made by the school board at a meeting just like this. But out of all those things, predominantly, we're angry. Angry at having our questions, concerns, and pleas dismissed. Angry at decisions that will break our program. Angry at the lack of care shown for our school and our community. I've been in PBL for just about half of my school experience, and it's taught me how to present and use my voice to speak up about my thoughts and feelings and the things I believe that are right. Well, apparently that doesn't matter when the people we're addressing refuse to listen. Our requests for information and pleas to be heard have been met with deflections and dismissal at almost every turn. We've been told by the board and superintendent that these decisions are something that they hope benefits the schools in the long run. Well, a hope and a prayer are great, but they don't make a strategy. Sorry, I'm getting emotional.
And most importantly, it means I do not go down without a fight. At Discovery High School, the first skill you learn is public speaking. And trust me, it ain't gonna get easier. From day one, you're doing presentations and exhibitions that push students past their comfort zone, which in turn creates wonderfully sculpted young adults. This skill isn't as present in today's curriculum, but is extremely encouraged at Discovery. Think about it. One day, our students will be using that voice to take a new job, take a new job opportunity, or some may even change the world. The students we have at Discovery are passionate, caring, encouraging, and most importantly, confident. We see our teachers and classmates as family and not just a bunch of people who have to be there.
I understand the cuts need to be made and that this is a statewide issue, but the fact that you actually think combining CCA, Discovery, and Odyssey under one principal is protecting PBL shows me this board truly doesn't understand how PBL works. But to be honest, that makes sense, because not one of you has actually been to Discovery and stayed long enough to see our school and understand how we built it to function.